one of the things that people have always said to me about you when they listen to, and I hear this from a lot of guitar players, they love your guitar tone. I mean, I hear that comment so much. Like if anybody ever talks to me about you and they've heard stuff you've played on, they absolutely are like, this guy's guitar tone is phenomenal. And how long did it take for you to dial something like that in?
Yeah, it's so weird. It's if you ask Ross the boss, it's all here, right?
Yeah.
It's all in the hands, and part of that's true. Working with Ross in Deathdealer, I've had the privilege of watching him night after night, and he can play any guitar into any amp and still sound like Ross. I've got a tone, I guess, that I go for, and I think some of it is in my note choice and how I attack the strings, and
sure.
But a lot of the time I'm using different plugins or amps or different guitars, and I still sound like me. So I think a lot of that just comes with being an old fart, and having played since I was 7 years old, and finding a bit of voice, my voice. Like I play like me. I'm really, really crap at playing like other people.
Yeah.
When I've sat down to work out Randy Rhoads solos and stuff, I'm just like, I just can't get it. So I think a lot of it is just, 40 years of playing guitar.
Yeah.
And playing a certain way. I hear melody before I play. So I'm kind of instantaneous. So if you send me a piece of music, I'll hear the melody and then I'll just play it. But they're my melodies and how I would play them. So that's probably what is crossing.
Yeah, I can relate to that because, again, you send me something. I mean, I've done this with you a couple times. I just already hear what I'm going to do, and it's kind of just like that. And do you have like a setup or anything that you really like to use, or do you like to experiment with different stuff?
Yeah, like gear wise, like this is my number one. It's actually one of one. So ESP Japan made this for me, and we spec'd it out and designed it at the Tokyo ESP Custom Shop.
Sure.
EMGs into a high gain amp, off we go. it's that simple. So that's what I like. But I can kind of pull a tone out of anything, man. Like we've got a Marshall coil, we've got an Angle coil, we've got a Mesa Boogie coil. It's no big deal. And but I do like high gain pickups. Probably compensates for all the mistakes that get made. So, lots of delay.
Yeah. No, I gotcha. It's always because, again, it's funny because I remember when I was going on and posting songs off of this Empires of Eden album, and like people would write me and say, dude, you got to ask that guy how he gets his guitar tone. And that's literally like one of the biggest comments that I get, I'm like, well, what do you think of the songs? It's like, but what they think of the guitar tone, and a lot of it's guitar players, people that, play quite a bit. But it always fascinates me when, some of the first comments come in, but it's really cool. Actually. It's nice to explain that. And a lot of times too, it's hard for these guys, even yourself probably, to really truly explain, like, how do I get this? Right. It's just one of those things, you're so used to doing it, but then you think about it, and you're like, well, you can explain it, but again, only how you get your sound, or only James Hetfield knew how he got the sound on Ride the Lightning or something like that. It's kind of one of those things.
And interesting too, you talk about that sort of undefinable quality. A lot of it has to do with attitude and aggression and the gaps between the notes. Like there's a really weird thing, no one else on the planet plays like Ross the Boss except Ross the Boss, No. And there's a reason for that, because when he plays the guitar, he assaults the guitar, he's and so, yeah, I think a lot of that has to do with just the individual.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can tell on the Deathdealer albums pretty much which solos are you and which are him. It's very, very, it's very evident, just like I can, I can tell with a lot of bands, just knowing somebody's style and just how they play. And a lot of times too, when you listen to guys and the way they play solos and stuff like that, you can always tell it's them. Like, sadly, John Sykes passed away recently, but I could always tell anything that dude played, I knew it was him. It's just the way that he sounded on the guitar. And that dude, and a lot of people are very talented, but they have there aren't many people with a distinct sound. Ross is definitely, I agree with you, one of those people.
Yeah, let's face it, that's the sign of a great guitarist, is the one that can produce their voice. And John Sykes definitely had it. I love playing or trying to play Sykes riffs, but it never sounds like John. So
yeah, and his solos are pretty crazy, especially like even the Whitesnake album he played on. But when you listen to like Thunder and Lightning by Thin Lizzy, it's like, damn, like how the hell did he play that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
and notwithstanding the fact that he did it on a 78 Les Paul, which I have one behind me. I've got a Les Paul custom here from 78. And things like a bus, like shredding on something that is, huge, 9 pounds.
You have a lot of this great music that you've done over the years, and it always seems to not really reach as big of an audience as it should be. Do you find it difficult? I mean, what's like one of your biggest obstacles you feel in getting a lot of this stuff out here? Is it being from Australia? Is it the internet? That's that. How do you view that?
Oh, look, mate, I don't know. I think I always do believe that the cream rises, and if people don't think of someone as an A-lister, well, they're probably just not that good, or they haven't had the financial backing to elevate them.
Right.
I'm not gonna sit here and make excuses that because I'm in Australia or whatever. I think at the end of the day, a select number of people really dig it, and that's probably what it is.
Right.
I'm not making money out of music. I have a day job, and I always have, and I always will. So that actually frees me up to make more honest music the way I want to make it.
Sure.
Without having to worry about, do I need to chase this trend or that trend? So, and maybe it's just not that good, Tony. Like, we get it. A few people get it. So that could be all the reasons. But, I look at bands like, Primal Fear, Testament, all these bands that I think should be as big as Maiden or Priest or whatever. And there's a whole range of reasons for that. So, but I don't protest to know what that is. I just keep making it, and people want to keep hearing it and buying it. I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, I got to tell you, it was fun to get some updates. I'm really looking forward to this Night Legion thing. I think that, I cannot wait to hear what that record sounds like. The last album I thought was incredible. I thought the songs were really well done. I liked it a lot better than the first album. So it'll be interesting to hear this next one whenever you guys record this and get this out. But I'm really honestly looking forward to that next chapter of that band again.
Thank you, mate. Yeah, we're pumped.
Yeah, because I think you have something really special with that group. You kind of found something with that, and I think that I like Vo's vocals on the first album, so I'm really interested to hear that.
Yeah, he's already telling me how much better he is now as a singer. I think that was 7 or 8 years ago that album came out. So, we're pumped, mate, and I thank you.
Awesome. Any last words to say to any of the fans that'll be checking this out?
Yeah, look, take some time on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever you're connected to and check out the music. If you like it, drop by the socials, Empires of Eden, real easy to find. And, more music's coming out, and thank you for your time.
Hey everybody, Tony here from the Metal Command podcast. Again, I appreciate your support. Since 1998, I have hosted this show in one form or another, starting off in radio and now in the podcast format. Again, thanks for watching, and if you like what you see and hear on this show, by all means, please hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell to be notified anytime I do post a video, and if you see this program on any other form of social media, please give me a follow there. Again, I always appreciate your support.